In a world where there are too many comic books to keep up with, one podcast has the stones to bring you all of your comic book needs. Week by week. Book by book. One epic show. You are now tuned in to Nerd Church Radio.
Hello and welcome to Nerd Church Radio, DC Mass, episode 45. I'm your host, Ben Dupay.
I'm Travis Roseberry.
And I am Bradley Butan.
And I'm Mr. Mixoplex here, back from the Fish Dimension.
There we go.
How's everybody doing?
Gotta get that memorability in right there. Yeah.
And then cue Necron.
Yeah. And we are man, we got a full house today. We are your comic book overlords, and we are talking about DC Comics today. I got my fidget spinner that Travis printed me with his 3D printer here.
You're welcome.
So any noise that you're hearing in the background, that's what that is. Although you probably won't hear any because it's very well greased.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, that comes.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
Grease me up, woman.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
how we doing this week, guys?
Doing great. How about you, Brad?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Got my kid
Looking
for a
good?
week.
Yeah.
We're sending all the kids to my parents on Wednesday. So I actually get like 2 days with my wife, and then we have to head up north for my little niece's third birthday. So I don't know why it's up there because she lives in Newton and she's the one with cancer. But anyway,
sorry to hear that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're having our third birthday party up north, so we're gonna go to that, and then hurry up and get home because I'm sick of driving all the time.
Has it been? I know this is the cheesy thing that all older people say, but this summer's just flown by.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
I'm ready though, man.
Yeah.
Sick of the heat.
That's true.
I've never been more ready for winter. Just bundle up
Winter
and deal with
is
it.
coming.
Winter is coming.
I've heard them say that in the forest and whatnot. So
how's the new AC doing, Brad?
Oh, I love it. Love it. The weekend, the super hot weekend without the AC, that kind of sucks.
our new place is gonna have central air. We're very
nice.
excited about
Oh yeah, I
this.
forgot.
And a dishwasher.
Ooh.
These are things that everyone should have, but we haven't for years. So we're very excited. I think, and so our listeners know, the first weekend of September probably won't be podcasting because we're going to be moving. Ariel and I are moving to a brand new apartment. So
I thought that we're just going to be celebrating my birthday that weekend. I don't know.
What's your birthday?
September 8th.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's usually it's Labor Day weekend.
Nice.
Cool.
Usually.
My dad's is August 1st. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Like in a couple days.
Yeah.
Yikes. USPS next day air. Yeah. All right. Anyway, hopefully he doesn't listen to this episode. So highlights for the week from you guys. What have you guys been up to fun wise? Doing anything fun?
Negative. Trying to catch up on sleep. That's not happening.
Yeah, I've just been making some subtle changes in my life. So, just working out, walking, running.
Good stuff.
Taekwondo. Been doing a lot of Taekwondo. Actually, one thing I'm using is watching my 5-year-old break boards. So cute. It's like cuteness overload. Yeah. I'm like on the edge of my seat, and she's like doing her cute little key up yell. Oh yeah, and she's like breaking this like really weak type board thing. But
hey, that's awesome though.
Oh, so cool. She did it like 4 times. I was such a proud papa.
Awesome. Did you run the 5K yet, Travis?
That's next weekend.
Next weekend.
Superhero
Okay,
5K
cool.
Downtown.
Is that the same one we ran together? Nope. Okay, I was going to say it hasn't been a year since that, right?
This one was the Blood Center's throwing it, so that's a good thing.
Okay, which one did we run?
That one was the Superhero 5K for Heart something.
Yeah, Heart
children
something.
with Heart.
I'll run that again with you next time it comes around or whatever.
That's next month, man.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Well, it's not just a run; it's a walk too. Okay. So have fun, kids. It's a blast down there.
Man. Like last year, I hadn't run in months, and I just showed up and ran the whole thing. I walked like probably a quarter of it, but I just jogged the rest. And I had an okay time, but it wasn't great.
Right.
But I definitely wasn't even last either. There were people that were just walking. There was like 10-year-olds passing me too, which I thought was
that's
really
awesome.
like little girls dressed as superheroes passing me.
Yeah,
I was
that's cool.
like, really? Ugh.
The best one year I ran a race, I was in a 5K, I was trained for it. I'm like, I'm going to win. I'm just going to be best. I kid you not. There's a little girl that's probably like 12 years old, maybe younger, and she had a pink tutu on, and she just flew past me at the end. It was a 10K, but still, yeah, I was just like, I should have worked out more.
That's how it goes. That is how it goes. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna try and be healthy again too. I feel like my wife and I have we have kind of shut in. It's easy to when it's this hot outside. You know, you're like, I can't really get out in the heat like that. I'm not gonna deal with 100-degree weather while I'm trying to run or do stuff. But now that it's cooled off a little bit, it's like maybe I can handle it. Bike ride or something like that.
I went for a hike this morning, and I had to deal with a 10-minute tantrum from my 5-year-old because she didn't want to drive to where I was going to put her in the wagon to go for the hike. She wanted to just go to the hike right there. I mean, literally, probably 5 to 10 minutes of just being like, can I just leave?
Yeah. That's what you have to look forward to, Travis.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Woo!
All right, so we actually have quite a bit of stuff to cover today. I have some news. I know Brad has some news. Travis might have some news. I don't know. Maybe not.
No,
He's like, okay.
No.
It's like, no, you didn't ask me to do that, Ben. Stop it. All right, so yeah, we'll get on with the thing. But before we do, we are a DC Comics fan podcast. We do spoil the crap out of these comic books, so if we're talking about a book that you don't want to have spoiled yet, just press the pause button, read it, come back, and press play again. If you want to help donate to our cause, we do have a Patreon website where you can do so. It's patreon.com/nerdchurchradio. You can help us keep the mics on. And if you want to donate to us as just a one-time donation, you can do so at PayPal at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com, and we'd gladly accept that as well. Past that, I don't really have anything else, so we will move on to the news. All right, so first off for news this week, I'm going to talk a little bit about not quite comic book news, more video game news, but it does connect to DC Comics. So WB does have a new Batman game in development, apparently. Now, this is a rumor. The whole thing was, like, they said that there wasn't going to be another Batman game after Arkham Knight, and then they did Arkham VR. But they're a former employee of Warner Brothers went on Twitter and was talking about, on Reddit, and was talking about a new Arkham game that's in development. There's a couple things we know about this. So none of this is confirmed, but it would be awesome if it was true. It's just rumors that are coming from a previous employee. So first off, they're saying the game is going to be called Arkham Insurgents. And the villains in it would be the Court of Owls.
Huh.
Which
I'm down.
would be so epic, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of my favorite Batman stories ever, and I would love to face off with them in a Batman
And you can be Batman
game.
or Robin throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, well, and that's another part of the game is Dick Grayson Robin is going to be a part of it. And it would take place way back before, like, it would go back further. Because you can't take place after Arkham Knight. Well, I don't want to spoil for you, I guess. But,
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
well, the end of Arkham Knight, everyone finds out who Batman is. I mean, that's, so there's no more past that. I think,
Right.
like, the Batman dies from that point. Not dies, but, anyway, I'll stop talking now. All right, so, yeah, I think there is going to be other villains in this. Riddler, which you always have to have those Riddler trophies in those games. That's one of the best part. Joker and Two-Face would be in it, so you'd be bringing Mark Hamill back as Joker. One of the other things was they're going to try and sort of like one of the main complaints about Arkham Knight was the Batmobile, and just the way that it handled seemed kind of weird. You would hit people a lot, and that just seemed kind of odd for Batman to be hitting people with a car. Mm-hmm. You'd rely really heavily on the winch on the front of the thing, like pulling, like getting out and figuring, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think they're really going to try and focus on the Batmobile and make it like the Batman arcade game where you're driving the Batmobile. Have you guys ever played that?
I have not.
Where you're sitting down and actually it's a car racing game.
Yep.
They're going to try and make it like that where you're launching EMP missiles and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
So yeah, man, I'm all for this. I know, like, Arkham games are one of my favorite things. I'm replaying Arkham Knight right now. What do you guys think about this?
Cool.
I like it. It's kind of weird. It'll have to take a different twist than the actual storylines, but yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a huge fan of Superman, I really wish they could do something for a Superman game like they did with Batman Arkham Knights and stuff like that. It's such a hard thing to do with a Superman character, though. I mean,
it's tough.
Your world. I mean, it was pretty epic when they pulled Batman outside of the Arkham facility and gave him the town of Gotham.
Yeah, first it was Arkham Asylum, and that was pretty cool because you had the whole asylum, but then they pull you out and it's like Arkham City, and you have like access to like a third of Gotham pretty much.
Yeah.
And then in Arkham Knight you have access to all of Gotham.
Yep.
Which is like, so yeah.
But I mean, he'd have to fly and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think it'd be really neat.
You'd have to have like an entire planet with Superman. I mean, and that's a problem. That's really hard to like. We're gonna.
But don't they have already glitch therapy? You guys are gonna go nuts on that. But don't they already have a video game out there where you hop across worlds and stuff like that? It's supposed to be this epic video game.
No Man's Land?
No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah.
Did it fail or something?
That was
like
a very highly complained about game, but I think like the problem with that game wasn't the fact that it was a bad game. The problem was they marketed it as something that was. They hyped it up way too much to be something different than what it was. It's actually a really impressive game, especially the fact that like 5 people made this game. I mean, it was a 5-man crew on it. So yeah, pretty big deal. And I mean, you jump across worlds and stuff like that. So I think if you could do something like that with Superman, where you're just defending planet Earth, but then it's just like, man,
It's just so unrealistic, though. I mean, like with Superman, because. What's going to hurt him? You can't have alien invasion all the time. I mean...
Well, yeah, it's the same challenge you have in the comics, though.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to hurt him? I mean, you just come up with some of the comic storylines and fudge those around a little bit or whatever.
I mean, I think it'd be cool to do like an Arkham style, but Justice League, so you could pick the hero that you're going to use.
Yeah, that'd be tough, too. I think it would be cool to... I mean, if you want to keep making Batman games, but you don't want to keep making Batman games, you could do like a Batgirl game. I think that would be really popular. You could do a Nightwing game or just a Bat Family game where you're cycling through different members of the Bat Family going on different missions and stuff. So there's a lot. And I think it would be so stupid of them not to keep making these games because personally, I think the Arkham games are the only good superhero video games ever made, other than like fighting games like Injustice Gods Among Us. But those don't really count to me. Yeah. It's like, I mean, you can turn anything into a fighting game. You know?
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
The old X-Men. Children of the Atom, I think is what it was called.
Is that like the side scroller type thing?
Yeah, I remember that.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, but they're again very dated.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm talking about like newer games that are open world stuff. Like the Spider-Man games are kind of garbage.
Spider-Man 2. The Spider-Man
everyone
2
says that. I've never played it, but everyone says that. So I really want to try it because everyone's like, "Yeah, you need to try that." The new Spider-Man game looks like it's going to be pretty cool too.
Hey, what show are we on here?
I think
are we the comic book one?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, come on now. Let's just relax. So, Brad, what you got for news?
Actually, one thing, just touch on the video game type things. I know Travis is dying to hear this.
He is.
Bizarro 2 was announced as a character for Injustice too.
Wow.
Yeah, Bizarro. Yep. And oh man, what's the she's the one who's in Teen Titans right now. Starfire. Yep. Yeah, Starfire.
Also, some details about the new sci-fi show Krypton has come out. And Adam Strange and Hawkwoman are going to be a part of it. And it's going to deal with time travel where their Brainiac has put together a supervillain team that has gone back in time into Krypton to stop the House of L so Superman never comes to Earth in the present.
Really? In the first season? Man. I hope they don't rush that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I like the fact that Adam Strange is involved. That's kind of a cool little twist.
Yeah.
Woman, I'm not a fan of her. She just kind of gets in the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man.
I know we're gonna get some hate mail on that one, but
no, I don't mind her.
Not my jazz. Yeah,
I don't know. She's not the most interesting character to me, but I don't hate her or anything. Yeah. So,
all right. One last thing, and the most importantly, there's only 137 days till Star Wars: The Last Jedi comes out.
So we got that under our belt. So next up on news, we got. News on DC's Milestone relaunch coming soon, says Jim Lee. I don't know what this is, but Travis, I didn't know if you would maybe know, but DC Entertainment co-publisher Jim Lee said that the planned relaunch and reboot of the Milestone line, announced 2 years ago, is still alive and would be moving forward with news possibly coming in the next few months.
Icon.
What's that?
Icon. He's like one of the big guys in there in Milestone. He was like pretty. Milestone was a comic company that DC acquired or something.
So it's almost like Young Animal or something like that.
I think so. But Icon was like their Superman character, and he's actually pretty interesting. Like he's been on Earth for like a couple hundred years or something like that, and he's got powers that similar to Superman.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he said we couldn't be more proud and excited about the opportunity to bring the Dakota universe back to DC. This is a huge step forward for us in bringing readers a more diversified lineup as a part of the new DC universe, and we're anxiously looking forward to telling new stories that are socially and culturally impactful and representative of the world that we live in. So sounds cool, man. I'm down with it. I don't know. I've always thought that sort of the Rebirth thing has played it a little bit safe. I thought that maybe they could bring out some weirder stuff, and it sounds like they're going to diversify a little bit, so I'm all for that
Sweet.
stuff. And the last piece of news I got this week, Joelle Jones joins the Batman creative team. Joelle Jones is now going to be penciling the Tom King Batman book, so we're getting a new penciler on it, which
cool.
That's the art's going to change a lot, because that's who basically draws the blueprints for all the art is the penciler. So, and there's a sample of her work right here if you guys want to take a look at it really quick. So it looks pretty good.
I like it.
And that's happening in October. So in Batman 33. So I'm all for that. I'm not having a great time with Tom King's Batman right now, but I'm sure it'll change, when a new storyline comes.
Yeah.
Just wasn't what I expected, but he might save it in the end too. So that's all we got for news this week. So unless you guys have anything, nope. All right, we will move things on to some book reviews. All right, so we are going to start things off with Teen Titans number 10. So, Black Manta and Aqualad's mom are facing off, and it's super epic. Thought it was really well drawn and looked really cool. Ah, man, hold on. All right, sorry about that. Aqualad's mom and Black Manta are facing off. Aqualad shows up, but it isn't enough, and Black Manta defeats them both in battle, which I don't really get, because isn't he a human, But whatever. I mean, does he have powers?
Black Manta?
Black Manta?
Mm-mm.
No?
Just a suit.
Yeah, so how is he beating Aqualad and Aqualad's mom? I mean, they both have powers. But anyway, we'll let that go. At the end, Black Manta is about to kill Aqualad's mom, and he's like, no, don't kill her, just take me instead. If it's me you want, just leave her be. So he does, and we cut back to the Teen Titans Tower, where Damian and Raven are arguing back and forth about how Damian kicked Wally off the team when a horribly wounded Aqualad's mom shows up begging for their help. She just crawls in, asking, so obviously she got pretty torn up by Black Manta, but didn't get killed. Beast Boy and Starfire are grocery shopping at the farmer's market, and Beast Boy lays down the law. He tells Starfire that she should be in charge of the Teen Titans, and if she doesn't take charge of the Teen Titans, he's going to quit. So Damian calls them both back into the tower to help out with this whole Aqualad's mom situation. Meanwhile, down in Davy Jones' locker, Mantis has kidnapped Aqualad and tells him that he doesn't really care about Aqualad's feelings at all. Go figure. He just wants Aqualad's necklace that he had since birth. So, why didn't he just take it off and leave Aqualad on the shore? Who knows? Mm-hmm. Anyway, the necklace is actually a map that leads to something called the Black Pearl. Really creative move there, guys.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah. Okay. Why do we have to call it the Black Pearl? But anyway, it'll give Black Manta superpowers. The Titans gear up to go help Aqualad, and the book ends with Black Manta and Aqualad finding the Black Pearl, and Aqualad being eaten alive by a giant sea monster. And it's to be continued. So I'm guessing the way this is going to play out, I think that Mantis is going to find the Black Pearl. He's going to get superpowers, and then the Teen Titans and Aqualad's mom are going to have to fight Black Mantis. Or Black Manta, rather. I keep saying Mantis. And get this Black Pearl away from him. So, probably be a pretty epic battle in the next one. Did either of you guys read this one?
Yeah, no. I did.
What did you think, Fred?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, like, it was it was a good read.
It's always fun for me.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't got nothing critical to say about it. I mean, it was a good story. I do know one thing about the necklace. Kind of goes back to I think even pre-52, that was a necklace that he found from his adopted parents, or that they gave to him.
Oh, cool!
After he found out that he had like these water type powers.
Oh, cool!
After he figured out that he wasn't just human, then his adopted parents were like, "Well, this is yours from your mom or something or whatever."
From your mom.
Yeah, from your mom.
So it sounds like they're kind of twisting around that origin story a little bit in Rebirth, and that's cool, you know? Like, they already did that when they made him gay, and, like, I thought that was another interesting moment was the Aqualad told his dad, Black Manta, you know, he's, like, telling him all about his life, and Black Manta's just like, I don't care, why are you telling me this? Right. I'm just... And he tells him he's gay, and, like, there's just a slight pause there where, like, Black Manta, like, feel... Like, you can tell he, like... I don't know, he feel like there's some amount of feeling there for just a second, but then he snaps back to just being cold and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see like if Black Manta actually warms up to the kid or acts like a father at all. I doubt that that's the way they're going to go. I think he's going to be the villain in this one, but we'll let it play out and see. We do have a rating system here at NCR where we like to rate and review our comic books. I'll play that rating system so you know what I'm talking about.
If a comic book is bad, we rate it as blasphemy. If the book is good, we give our blessing. If the book is not bad, not good, but just kind of meh, we rate it as stuck in purgatory. If the book is great, we rate it as holy. And if a comic book exceeds all standards of awesomeness, we rate that book as salvation.
That was so weird. I just got a tweet. Someone said, can't wait to hear you guys discuss the wonderful hard nipples. I was like, what?
Huh?
I think.
How did you know?
I think someone's talking about
Brad
the.
Did just get new AC at his house.
Right. Poking somebody's eye out here.
They're talking about the Clooney bat nipples thing. I think on Twitter, and they're doing that thing where they tag like 10 people in it. And, anyway, all right. So getting back to rating this comic book.
Holy hard nipples, Batman!
I'm gonna. I don't know, man. What would you rate this one?
Like a blessing.
Blessing, yeah, I think I'm in a blessing too. I think it's a fun book. I don't know. It's a good serial comic book. You know, that's what Teen Titans is good for.
Which was actually Honey Nut Cheerios. Actually,
okay,
was my Titans experience.
That's like your signature cereal. Yeah, your.
Typically, it's that. If I'm out, then it's Cocoa Puffs because that's what the girls like. But
yeah. Hey, that's always
or
good
Lucky
too.
Charms is usually in there.
Okay. I can't do Lucky Charms. No.
What?
Yeah. If they had a cereal of Lucky Charms with only the marshmallows, I could do that.
They do.
I think. No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. That's so bad for you. I mean, I would totally eat it, but like...
He just logged on to Amazon.
Right? Yeah. 10 boxes. Yeah, I actually did order some food on Amazon. Have you guys ever had Stroop waffles before?
No. Those flat ones?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They're so good.
Yeah.
What are they?
Oh, they're
like
it's
cookies.
Like a cookie biscuit type thing. It's 2 waffles and like maybe some caramel between.
It's like 2 pieces of like waffle cone from ice creams and then like caramel between them. And if you set them on top of a cup of hot coffee, it like warms the caramel in between. And, yeah, it's so good.
Oh man, you're making the diabetic go like yummy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you'll eat like 2 boxes of those things. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm at blessing on this one though, man. I thought it was a fun book. I really enjoyed it, and I always look forward to reading this one. It's a lot of fun. So if you're into fun teen team-up books, definitely check this one out. I think it's worth your time. And right now, we are going to move things on to The Flash, number 27.
Flash number 27, Running Scared by Williamson, Porter, Peltier, Hennessy, and Hi-Fi. Large group on this one, but you can tell halfway through that...
Hi-Fi.
Not five. Okay,
there we go.
You can tell the art changes halfway through, which is kind of distracting, but at the same time, they did a pretty decent job with blending it, so good job.
I like the second half better.
Yeah, me too. Trapped in the 21st century, Iris is forced to view a face-off between Reverse Flash and
25th.
negative... Did I say 25th?
You said 21st.
Okay, sorry. I wrote 25th. Okay. So, trapped in the 25th century, Iris is forced to view a face-off between Reverse Flash and the negative Speed Force Barry. As they square off, Barry is driven mad by the negative energy, traveling so fast during their fight that they actually go back in time. Flash is so mad that he actually threatens to kill Reverse Flash, but Reverse Flash thinks he's so smart that he can just overpower Barry. He never learns. The guy just can't do it.
Never learns.
So, Reverse Flash gets a little cocky. He goes after Barry, but Barry grabs him and hauls his butt right back to the 25th century, or 21st century. Sorry,
There we go.
I know. Sorry.
Just joking.
There in the 21st century, Barry rips the negative Speed Force from Reverse Flash's body. An end-all, be-all, I'm done with you, you're never going to wreak havoc on my life again move, which was kind of cool. I didn't really think he could do something like that. But I suppose with actual Speed Force energy and also imbued with negative Speed Force, he could do whatever he wants.
I don't know, man. This
I don't know.
guy's like
Kinda weird. He's all
this
over the
guy's like
place.
herpes, man. He just keeps coming. Like Dr.
true,
Manhattan just straight
Yeah.
destroyed him. Like, and
Right.
now he's back causing
Yeah.
problems. There's nothing you could do to convince me this guy is dead for good.
Yeah, exactly. So we think that our Flash guy has actually stopped Reverse Flash, but nothing except for he's just a normal person now. Iris steps in and finishes off Reverse Flash by killing him with, I think it's called the gravity gun.
Yeah.
She hits him and totally goes Dr. Manhattan style on him and nukes half or 3/4 of his body, and he's gone.
And he's like, what the hell,
Yeah,
Iris?
he's like, damn, what'd you do, girl? Damn,
Remind me never to piss you off.
Iris.
Which you already are at me.
Yeah. Iris is so pissed that she demands to go back to their time to check in on her version of Wally West. Excuse me. The Flash grabs her. It takes her back to the 21st century. Sorry, there's a lot of time jumping in here, so I apologize if I got it wrong.
Some of that was cool, though, man.
Yeah.
I like those panels where they're wrestling around and it jumps
through
from
jumps
like
of time,
the pyramids to some weird like
Camelot type
yeah,
looking thing.
yeah. Like I thought that was really cool looking.
And with the little cameo from Kamani.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Back in the 21st century, Wally is recovering from the last face-off he had with Reverse Flash, but Iris tells Barry to hit the bricks. She won't deal with Barry's lies and deceits anymore. We end with Barry all alone in his lab, sulking. Next time, we have new look, new powers, new problems.
Barry's always got new problems.
Constant Barry problems.
Constant Barry problems.
I love the art. I love the coloring that they do on all of these episodes or all these issues. I gave it a blessing. I don't think it's holy, but I do love the art in the second half. I wish it was all the way through. We got another time traveling issue, so
This is so weird though, because
like you said, I'm finding myself, instead of loving my heroes right now, I've been really hooked on all the villains.
Yeah.
And I've been hooked on Reverse Flash. I don't know why. I just have been. I think it's awesome.
He's a great villain.
But in the comics right now, I'm kind of tired of him. Like,
Needs a break.
I need, like Barry, like Ben just said. Yeah,
Hold
exactly.
on.
Hold
Offense
on.
taken, sir.
With all due respect.
Get out.
No, I just, like Ben said, he was just killed, but we know he's not dead.
Yeah.
He's going to come back in like 2 seconds. I mean, if
Yeah.
Manhattan can't kill him and this gravity gun, when he doesn't have any powers, can't kill him,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't follow the link of how he keeps coming back. I know he's a remnant kind of energy, like he's never actually in one spot, but he seems to remember all their past interactions. I don't know.
There's never like any impactfulness with him dying though.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's like you always feel like he's going to come back.
Yeah.
I did want to say I thought it was weird because it just doesn't look like Howard Porter's art normally looks to me. I mean, Howard Porter is the one who drew the majority of the Button, right? Like he drew the last 3 issues of the Button, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And it looks different here to me. Maybe it's just a different colorist. There's a lot of people working at Hi-Fi, so maybe I guess. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming it's more than one person.
Well, he stepped in and he did the part of the drawing right where Barry rips the Speed Force from Thawne. There on out is that.
That's Howard Porter?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes a little more sense. Just most of his stuff is normally pretty like dreamy and not very many black lines. It's always like really kind of flowy and loose. So.
And they didn't really discuss why in this comic how the negative Speed Force left Barry. It was just kind of like it wore off.
And that's my thing too. Like the gray skin.
Yeah,
exactly. And it was he never said anything about it, or
Bizarro Barry.
Yeah, Bizarro Barry. Yeah, exactly. I like it.
All right, cool. And so you gave it a blessing?
Yep, I gave it a blessing.
I'm a blessing on this one, too. I thought it was a really good book. Yep. I don't know. Maybe on the verge of holy. I thought it was a lot of fun. So, yeah.
Blessing.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll move things on here. First up, before we do, though, I forgot to bring up a couple things. When we were in our news segment, I don't know what segment this really belongs in, news, whatever. We have some positive feedback, though, from people, which is always nice. We did get a new iTunes review. Even if you're not super into this stuff, still really cool. She says, this is from Becky Tucker 86. Not a super fan here, which I think she means of the comics. Okay. But I really enjoy the commentary and chemistry, and I actually know that because she's my stepsister. But still gotta point her out and say thank you for the iTunes review. So,
thank you.
And then we also I'll save this next one for.
Wait. You said she's a fan of the chemistry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ion walks into the bar, says, how much for a drink? The bartender goes, for you, no charge.
Okay. I get
Actually,
it.
That was
Ions have no charge. Yeah, I like it. I almost tagged you in the dad jokes video, but I saw there's no way Travis hasn't seen this yet. Just like, pretty sure he created this. It was so funny.
No, it's good stuff.
Yeah. All right, we will move things on to JLA number 11.
Yeah, written by Steve Orlando, art by Neil Edwards. Welcome to the big monster of every other week villain of JLA. The Atom and Killer Frost go to Africa to find a cure for Frost's heat sickness, but ultimately it's a new dead end. Batman and the rest of the JLA are fighting the King Butcher. Figuring out that they need to remove his crown to defeat him, the Ray turns the King Butcher into a sirloin tip. After the defeat, Ray ignores the apology from his mom that he hasn't seen in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Oh, and at the end, Ray locates Professor Palmer.
Yeah, well, no, this isn't Ray. Is that Ray?
No, it's Adam. Adam, I put Ray.
The Ryan
Ray
Choi.
Palmer, yeah.
I thought it's Ryan Choi, right?
Ryan Choi is Adam.
Right, yeah.
But he's not the one who finds him at the end. That's not an Asian person, is it?
No, that's him. That was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the guy who's...
I'm looking at the page right now. He looks very Caucasian, but I could be wrong. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it would make sense because he is the one who's supposed to find him. I just don't think that looks like him. Maybe that's just an art thing. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I am excited for that, though, because that was one of the things from DC Universe Rebirth number 1 where it was like he found the video from Ray Palmer that was like, I'm stuck in the microverse, come help me or whatever. So I was always excited to see where that went. I'm not excited about the creative team that is exploring it, but, hopefully they get good.
And that's the thing, like, I liked half the book.
Yeah, I think there were parts I really liked.
Like, the art is good. I like the part with Killer Frost and Adam. I like that storyline, but the other part, like with the King Butcher, it's the same thing over and over and over again, and it's just worn on me. I mean, like even Batman takes some bad shots, and they,
it's not Brian Hitch bad though.
No, it's not. It's not. And then actually
standards.
Yes, that is.
I rated this as a purging, half purgatory and half blessing.
Hey, that works.
I just envisioned somebody with a comic book in the hand going, oh, God. Right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I mean, like, I'm with you. I had parts that I enjoyed that were kind of fun. I also had, like, the King Butcher stuff. Wasn't it just, like, the last issue that he was introduced, kind of? Yeah. So I feel like we just, like, this all came to a head really quickly.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like they're not working towards anything on that part of the JLA.
Maybe like the Lords of Order, like they're working towards something big with that happening, or maybe they were just trying to buy a little time to get to the whole Ryan Choi, Ray Palmer thing.
I mean, I got lost in that part of it. I mean, I couldn't follow that part of it, and I'm like, this. I don't know. It was like.
Yeah, like how like the Ray defeated the King Butcher. It's like because he's not a living being; he's composed out of light earth. I don't know. Yeah, it was hard to follow and weird.
And then the whole mother thing. I was just like, I don't know. I understand his stance. You know, it's like you went on and you had your own other new family and just kind of forgot about me. You know. But on the same thing, I just didn't
like that part. I like the part where like him and his mom are arguing because it's like his mom kept him in complete darkness for the majority of his childhood. So it's like that was kind of like I bought that part. That was cool. Like there are little bits and pieces I liked. Overall, it's much better than I'm used to for JLA. So I'll go with a blessing. On this one for me.
I did like the guy that the Killer Frost and Adam goes to see, who has some cool meta power.
Yeah, that was cool.
I'm like, are we getting a new character? I mean, that was my thought. I'm like, but then no.
Possibly. I wouldn't put it past him to explore it a little more. So,
but
awesome. Did you read this one, Travis?
I did not. I haven't been even excited to read the JLA.
Yeah.
But now that I see that they're finding Professor Palmer and something's happening in the microverse, I'll actually pick it up next week. So
yeah,
for sure.
I've been excited, like you said, Ben. I've been waiting since Rebirth 1.
And I just want to see the microverse.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that will be. Yep. All right, cool. Well, we will move things on here. So I got next up Batman Detective Comics number 961. And this one is written by James Tynion IV, art by Martinez, Fernandez, and Anderson. So, back in the day, Zatanna and Batman were hanging out while Batman was training under Zatanna's dad, who's Zatara. Zatanna showed Bruce a secret magical orb to impress him, but her dad caught them and erased the memory of it from Bruce's mind. So meanwhile, Azrael's subconscious is arguing with Ascalon in the Heavenscape about whether humans are cool or not, basically. You know, like Azrael's like, I'm a human and we're good guys, and Ascalon's like, no, you're not. Humans are bad. You're better than them. And that's, your basic bad guy, good guy argument, sort of. While this is going on, John Paul's body is being controlled by Ascalon to beat the living shit out of Batwoman and Orphan. Azrael's counterpart is using Luke Fox's robots to take control of and destroy Gotham City. Just as Batwoman and Orphan beat Azrael, Batman and Zatanna show up to help them out, which I guess is better late than never. I don't know. But Clayface is protecting Nomos from Batwings at the Belfry. A lot of B words there. And Luke Fox wants to put Azrael back in the old school Batwing suit so that Azrael can help them in this fight without being all crazy and mind controlled and stuff. So that was the big reveal from the end of this book, was the Batwing suit. Very final splash page. I know, Travis, you messaged us about this book early in the week, so I kind of want to know what you thought. You asked us if we had read this, right?
No, I didn't.
That's me.
That was you. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I didn't read this.
Yeah.
Well, so now I want to know what your thoughts were on it.
Well, first of all, any book that starts off with a card trick, sign me up.
And that was cool. Like the way that was drawn too was just really cool.
I know, like, because I love card tricks. I do a ton of card tricks. Mm-hmm. And I really like the Zatanna. Again, magician thing. But I definitely a holy. I really like the Nightfall suit. I think it's cool.
Oh, the Batwing, the new Batwing suit.
Yeah, the Nightfall
or the old Batwing suit. Yeah. Oh, is that?
That's Nightfall.
That's the Nightfall suit.
Yeah. Oh, is that? I thought those were two like separate things. Okay,
no,
cool.
That's the actual suit that John Paul was in when he was Batman for the time.
See, I gotta read, like, I've read, like, I think to the point where Batman gets his back broken, and then that book is so big, I was just okay, I'm done. Like, I can't read 3 of these giant books.
Right.
Have you ever read No Man's Land?
I haven't.
It's just as bad. It's a huge book, but it's, like, one you have to invest in and you have to read.
Oh, okay,
Batman.
cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more graphic novels and up my collection, but I want to get all the Green Arrow ones first and Nightwing. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was awesome.
So tell me this, guys. I didn't read this one, but I flipped through it. The main antagonist here, the guy with the hood in
Ascalon?
Yeah. That hood just reminds me of last year's Batman's bad guy called Nobody, where they can disappear, reappear,
Oh, okay.
you know, and then Damian kills him, and then
Okay.
his daughter takes up that mantle and becomes
Nobody.
yeah, Nobody again, and follows Damian around with Goliath, and he's kind of the backup. I don't know why, but I just can't get past that. I'm looking at it going, isn't that somebody we already know? But yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Cool. That's great. Yeah. Good commentary there, Travis.
No,
Thanks. Hey.
yeah, good stuff. No, I'm a little bit confused on that actually. All right, sorry about that. Slight technical difficulties. So we will move things on. What did we rate this one? I guess, or what are we comfortable rating
Holy.
this one? Holy. Yeah,
I'm good, Holy.
I'm holy on this one too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been back and forth between a purgatory and a blessing and a holy on Detective Comics, but just I don't know. This one for some reason really got me. I thought it was handled really well, sort of balancing between the Ascalon stuff and the stuff. You know, I really like the stuff back in the past with Zatanna and stuff like that. So that
I think it's cool how they're kind of showing Batman learning that like sleight of hand, that you know that type of thinking ahead, and you know.
yeah, no, it is. It's really cool. I really enjoy it. So you got to read this one, Travis.
I do.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
And Detective
I-
Comics
I
is
kind
better
of-
than Batman right now, I think.
Probably. Yeah, but no, I
at
kind of
this moment,
avoided.
yes.
Yeah.
I kind of avoided this one just because I don't know a lot about Azrael. I know a little bit, but not enough to really like invest a lot of
Yeah.
time, because I'm the kind of person that once it piques my interest, I need to go back and read all of that other stuff so I know all the little references. So
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
time is at a premium here, people.
Right?
Yeah.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those subjects in Batman that's really tough to breach for me because it's
Yeah.
just there's so much material back there. You know, like the 3 of those books that are like that big, and
Yeah.
I don't even think that's all of it. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's all continuity too. Like, I mean, Batman's had so many adventures out there that what all's happened?
You
What
know,
all
with all
hasn't
the-
happened? You know how?
We're diving into a much deeper subject, and
Right.
I'll jump back out real quick. But your comment on continuity, this whole week has been nothing but a mind screw with continuity, and I'll pick up on that in my Action Comics review, because there's little hints of things that have happened pre-52, 52, Rebirth. It's just like, oh my god,
So-
how are we tying all this stuff together?
So DC is really
Yeah.
throwing in those little hints that
Yeah.
hey, guess what? Everything is coming together.
Yes, exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Yeah, it's exciting to finally see all that stuff sort of come together. At some point, you just have to like sort of accept that.
You
You
just
know,
throw your
it's
hands
like-
up. Comics.
I can't like. There's no way you could answer like everything that is or isn't in continuity because it's just such a long running story. So, all right, we will move things on though to Action Comics number 984.
Action Comics 984 Revenge. Jurgens, Hi-Fi, and Zurcher. Or Zerker? I don't know. What do you think?
Sure,
Yes, sure.
Zerker,
Okay.
Zercher.
Zurcher. Okay. Our story leads off with Lois and Crypto, safe and sound in the Fortress of Solitude. That's right. They never entered the flyer from the last issue, just like we all suspected. However, John is nowhere to be found. Where did that little scamp run off to?
I don't know, man.
Jeez,
It's hard to
right
keep
into
track
trouble.
of.
Kids. The super team appears to be somewhere between the Phantom Zone and the Earth. Think lobby of the Phantom Zone. That's what I
Yeah.
looked at it as.
Yeah.
Very black. What was it called?
Oh man, the Black Vault.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank
Yep.
you. Very Black Vaultish.
It's a vault. It's black. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then magically Superman can see again for no reason. Like there's this deodorant thing that like shoots out from the center of him, and he can see again.
Because
So we
Phantom Zone.
We got Phantom Sight or
Yeah,
Zone Vision.
yeah.
I don't know.
Nice.
What do you think?
Phantom Zone Sight
Yeah,
Vision.
yeah, there
Sure.
we go.
Yeah.
As they enter the zone, we catch up with Eradicator and Cyborg Superman. Zod uses Blank, the telepath, to communicate across the void to Eradicator, but Super Team finds them and intervenes.
To eradicate who?
Huh? What?
Her?
Her? Yeah.
Eradicate her?
Yeah.
Eradicate him? All right. Anyway, sorry. I'm done.
You
I'm
got me.
I'm
I'm off
throwing you
topic.
off. Sorry.
Back, dang, you got me. Back at the Fortress of Solitude, Metallo steps out of line, and Zod corrects him. And Mongol speaks up, but is served an uppercut that takes him into the stars. So we get rid of those 2 players.
Yep.
They're off the board. Just as Zod goes to kill Supergirl, the Kryptonian battle armor powers up and pins him to the ground. It's Jonathan Kent to the rescue, and a mysterious voice is leading him. I thought at first the art for the voice was Cyborg, and then it took me a second to remember who it was.
Yeah.
So, but we don't know who that person is quite yet. Stay tuned. Zod takes the armor apart, but Supergirl comes in to save John. Back in the zone, the battle continues, but Eradicator makes contact with Zod's inside crew, his secret mission, which is Ursa, wife of Zod, mother of Lorzod, and Lorzod, son of Zod. And anybody else named Zod? I don't know. Who else is in there?
Whatever.
Sure, all of them. So we thought that we were going to get a whole army of Zod's people, but actually he was just out for his wife and his son.
This is like a Black Mirror kind of situation
right.
with the Kent family almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eradicator makes contact with Blank, and Zod pulls him back from the Phantom Zone with Ursa and Lore in tail. Whatever. Zod and Eradicator turn and run to fight another day. Soups frees his team and leaves Cyborg Superman behind in the zone. So we're kind of clearing the board of all the other players that were on that revenge squad, which is kind of an interesting way to get them off of the table and kind of get back to what we want.
I think it'll be kind of a good way for them to like pepper them in for the next few story arcs too. Like you'll see Mongol eventually come back from space, and like that'll be its own thing, and you'll see Henshaw come out of the Phantom Zone, and it'll be his own thing. So
yep, we get a panel of Mr. Oz viewing the team, and then the Zod and his family overlooking a Kryptonian city that he had made here on Earth, from which they can dominate the planet and turn it into New Krypton. So our little voice that was guiding John all along was Mr. Oz, and now let's piqued our interest back to Doomsday Clock and everything that's been going on there. So.
In this panel right here, the last panel where you see Earth and then the sun, that's not Mars. Like they're not trying to show Mars just way off in the distance. You don't think?
I don't think so.
Okay. What is that? I mean, like
I don't know. Venus,
Sure. Okay.
Mercury. I don't know.
Pluto.
Sure.
It's not a real planet. You know.
It's a dwarf planet.
It's a door planet.
I know. I was just.
I like the art a lot. I like the coloring. The storyline was an interesting way to get rid of a lot of side characters.
Yeah.
I gave it a blessing. I wouldn't mark it wholly. I was kind of hoping more for this comic, but I did like it. It hit home. I liked a lot of the art throughout the whole thing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
That's what
I thought the artwork was pretty beautiful. You know, I thought the whole no honor among thieves thing was appropriate. You know, throughout this whole story arc, you know, I've been waiting for these villains to bust each other apart and just be like, you know, none of these guys are organized. All of them have their own agenda. It's just going to come down to Darwinism at the end and who's more powerful and who's going to take control. And that we all know that's Zod.
I'm kind of wondering, do you think Blank's dead? Because in that last panel with Blank, he's screaming and yelling like, I can't maintain contact with Eradicator in the zone, and he falls over and his eyes are bleeding and his ears are bleeding and everything, and he's just laying there on the floor of the fortress, and they kind of ignore it because we know where all the other people are.
Metallo just got like punched off into the distance.
I
The
think
other
they
one
did
got
that.
punched into the cosmos.
Yeah, I think they did that one on purpose because I like Metallo as a Superman villain, but I think he also is going to be pulled towards Supergirl as one of her main villains.
That makes sense
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, and I always like to see Mr. Oz appear, although I've kind of given up on trying to search for clues and stuff and for the overall DC Rebirth thing.
Yeah.
Me too.
I've gotten to the point where it's like, we know they're not going to give us anything until we're ready, which
when is that happening, by the way?
November.
It's got to be
November?
coming. Well,
Okay.
Doomsday Clock,
Yeah.
in November.
it just... I don't know, man. That kind of took the fun out of it for me a little bit. Like, I really wish they wouldn't have announced that and they would have kept peppering in clues and stuff, because that was part of the fun for me, was like always speculating on like how things are going down and stuff. But now we know, like, they kind of ruined the button because they told us about that whole Doomsday Clock thing the day before the button came out.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, now we know what's coming in November, so we know there's not much to look for until probably October or so. So
I'm still hyped for it, though.
Oh, I'm still hyped
Yeah.
for it. I'm still very excited. It's just, but it kept me sort of like intrigued with a lot of stuff,
Sure.
maybe looking for things that weren't there or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, but overall, still, this is always one of my favorite books. Action Comics has been one of the best in Rebirth, so I
Yep.
really enjoy it. What did you think, Brad?
Man, I loved it. I went wholly on it.
Really?
Actually.
I was being conservative.
Right,
No.
right. No,
Yeah.
I just thought it was so cool. I just for I mean, it's Honey Nut Cheerios
Yep.
all the
Okay.
way.
Yeah,
Man,
I think they stayed true to the name on this book. It's always
Yeah.
an action thing.
Yeah, and I actually really liked how what Zod was after was his family, not an army.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
But why he couldn't just come out and say that? You know, I mean, granted, he's Zod.
That would
and
make
he
him
didn't
look
want-
weak.
Right. Oh, yeah. I guess I can see that.
So
Plus
when we
the-
were talking in Flash, all the little clues and things about continuity, one of the things pre-52 was there was a story arc that they ran where Zod took over Earth, and his son actually came to Earth first out of the Phantom Zone in this like clamshell type looking ship. There was like a weakness between the Phantom Zone and Earth, and they exploited it. And Superman kind of actually adopts Zod's son. Zod's son doesn't really know who he is. He just like
You just shows
he just knows he's super strong. And he's
Wow.
like he's Jonathan Kent age kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And it was a kind of a cool little 4 or 5 issue story, and his name was Lord Zod, and he was actually good until Zod showed up on Earth, and then Zod went after him and was like, "Give me back my son," kind of thing. And Superman stood in the way. I was like, "No, he's a good kid. Why are you here? You know, you're a bad influence," kind of thing. But now there's this Lord Zod in the Phantom Zone. Is he the same Lord Zod? Do we have a continuity here? They kind of stretch across different timelines and things like that, and different continuity, and kind of pulled into this episode or issue. So I don't know. This guy looks kind of, evil.
Yeah, he's got half of a shaved head and stuff. I think they're doing this to make it a very like Dark Mirror version of like, they're very into like the Dark Trinity is in Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman if they were dark. This is like Superman's family versus the opposite of Superman's family. It's just a really evil version of them. So I don't know. I dig it. I don't know about the continuity thing, but I think that's sort of the thing they're going for with it, and I'm okay with it. Because at that point, we're going to have like sort of them all matching each other, except Zod's wife's probably way stronger than Lois. So
I don't know.
She might need some Kryptonian armor there.
Her Batman Hellbat glove.
there you go.
That's probably not going to be enough against Zod's wife. All right, we will move things on to our final book of the week, and that is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 25.
Written by
Thank you, Travis.
written by Robert Venditti, art by Ethan Van Sciver. Not all good things can last forever. The partnership between Green and Yellow Lanterns is no exception. After branding Kyle Rayner with the insignia of fear over his heart, and the Zudar Tomar II murdering a Yellow Lantern, the fracture in the partnership between the two corps breaks. Sornak decides to break up with John and reveals that she lost her way and forgot what being a Yellow Lantern is. There is an epic quick fight, but John initiates Katma, an override that they put in the Yellow Lantern battery. This deemed all Yellow Lanterns ineffective to the power of will, which is pretty awesome. Sornak leaves Mogo, and some of the Yellow stay to become Greens. We end with the Yellow Lord of Fear, Sinestro, coming back alive, and I called it.
Yes!
Nice job. Thumbs up, knuckle
Good work.
bump.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah,
All right.
Boom. Man, I love this. This one was good. I wanted more of a fight between the yellows and the greens, but then when they like, yeah, you're ineffective against the power of will because we made it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it kind of gave her a little bit more ammunition and more to be fearful, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I was waiting for her to turn red. I mean, with rage, I was just like.
I don't know, man. I loved it. It was awesome. I
So
love the
good.
art. I love the realism.
Yeah.
I love seeing the yellow battery being pulled apart on the surface of Mogo. Just awesome work.
Right, and then they get a whole bunch more new green lanterns with the yellows that turned. I can't think of anything wrong with this book, man. I go holier salvation.
Hey, man, do it if you're comfortable with it.
Dude, salvation on this one, man. This was my favorite book of the week.
Very cool. Yeah, I still haven't read it yet. I'm still at the point where I'm trying to catch up on these books. So, yeah, still need to
Man.
go back and read some.
It's a quick read. It really is. I mean, it just flows so fast.
Yeah.
So,
I will say it's beautifully drawn, though.
yeah, and
That last panel with Sinestro is crazy.
Yeah.
He looks like Deadpool.
he does.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that like they drew Sornak is just, I mean, you really have. I mean, you know who it is, but you're like, wow,
Dang,
it's
that
just
looks
so
like Sinestro.
different. Than
Yeah, she's
just
super
the,
strong. Yeah.
just the last few episodes, or issues, and then like Kyle Rayner's like, this is all my fault, and it's like, not
easy,
really.
easy Barry knockoff.
Right.
Yeah. Just take a chill pill.
Right, man. But this was great. Man, it was good.
Very cool.
Yep.
What did you rate this one, Travis?
I'm gonna stay with Holy. I really loved it. I would say Salvation, but yeah, I
No.
already used my one.
Oh, there's no limit. Come on.
No, I love seeing that Sinestro's coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do this because even when he came back in Sinestro #1, he was an old man, and then he brought Parallax
Well, it says new
entity
gods.
into him. Yeah.
So,
So I'm
Yeah.
like, I wonder if they're trapping Parallax, but we get. Oh wait, never mind. We don't know where Parallax is. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think he could be like a god or something too. I mean, they say new gods, so I don't know.
Is that his wife? That kind of like
Lisa Drax.
Yeah,
it was like his medicine woman, shaman,
Okay.
follow gal, groupie kind of thing. Like she's the keeper of the Book of Fear, I think it's called, because
Okay.
like Oa has the Book of
Will or
yeah,
whatever it's
yeah.
called. Yeah.
They've got one, and it's
Okay.
like the story of everything that fear.
So-
has
cool.
ruled.
So she's kind of like the equivalent to the Guardians or to the Green Lanterns, then I think.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say because she's a witch too. Because it's really weird. It's
okay.
She's the one that actually, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, but she's the one that trapped Reiner a while ago, or not Reiner. I'm sorry, Guy Gardner, and tried to plug him into the fear engine kind of thing, and they squared off. Is that right? Yeah. Thank you, Oracle.
Sweet.
But she's kind of a badass. It just pops up out of the middle of nowhere and kind of creepy and weird, like Looney Tunes a witch, like, and then she disappears.
And obviously she's had Sinestro for a while, or she just
Yep.
found him or something.
She's been with him the whole time. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Well,
All right.
I'm glad he's coming back. I'm pumped,
Yeah, I am too. Actually, it's going to be fun. So,
especially with this whole Volthoom thing. You got Sinestro popping up. I mean, that could be some. That could all come up to something really cool.
yep. So, all right, that's all we got for you guys this week. We are just about out of time, but next week on NCR, we do have DC Mass. We have Batman #28, Green Lanterns #28, Green Arrow #28, Nightwing #26, Superman #28, and Justice League #26. Very excitedly done by Travis Roseberry.
All of them? Holy
No,
cow.
just Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, and Superman.
Okay.
We gotta throw you a bone there. So yeah, can't just stick you with one of them. I did hear Brian Hitch might be getting Justice Society of America. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Don't give him a super team, man.
I know.
Give him just
he
one
may just be
person.
doing art on it though, so I don't know. It's a very like he's just being very generally vague on Twitter right now about it. So anyway, that's all we got for you guys this week. So if you want to find us anywhere, we're on all social media at Nerd Church Radio. If you want to find me, I am on Twitter at IndieComicBen. Travis, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at TritonTR. That's TRITONTR.
And Brad.
You can find me on the Twitter as well at NerdDad_Brad.
Beautiful.
Ooh, nice.
New Twitter. I like
Right.
it. All right, cool. That's all we got for you guys this week. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Peace out, Planet Earth.
Go forth and read comic books.